Hey everyone, Victor Quinones, aka Q, aka the friendly neighborhood, and so Jedi. We're back with our first official open discussion. And tonight I got joining me
J.
V.
Mel.
and your boy Q. So, open discussion, we're just going to talk about anything that's been happening for the week or the weeks ago and stuff like that. And we're going to give you our point of view on the topics and stuff like that. But no, I should put disclaimer out there. At no point are we saying that what we're going to say here is the right way of thinking. You know, every individual, they interpret stuff their way, they see the different views, you know. But I'm a person, I like to believe that you got a right foot, you got a left foot, you know. You have to, you can't just believe one side of the story. You have to actually know the other side of the story also. So to kick off the first topic, the 501 Social Podcast has finally launched. We have our first episodes out. I have to say, I'm kind of like, it's doing better than I thought. I really thought that we were gonna like just a couple people, you know. But we have a lot of friends, a lot of family out there helping us to push it out there. You know, if it's just, even if it's just the link, just of the videos and stuff like that. Everyone's trying to do the groundwork also on our end. You know, we got a TikTok page that we're gonna try to get going. We're gonna have the Instagram with some posts, and we want to do polls and stuff for other people. You know, so that they can like feel like, you know, they can be part of the 501 crew. You know, in a way, right? And so we launched. We launched with 3 videos, or 3 audios I should say, on YouTube. And man, I never think that it was completely possible, you know, but I have some very supportive friends, family, that they were willing to just like chug along with me, you know, in a sense, because it takes a lot. It's a lot of grown work, you know, like a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you don't even know about. We have to, you know, even just coming up with a name for name your podcast, because we had one in mind already, and it was taken by some guys in America, and that was the for me the what, you know. I know I said the name of what we were going with originally, but we landed on this one, you know. 501 being our area code, I think everybody gets that already. And the social, as in, we wanted a word that you every day you're some kind of socializing is happening, you know.
Yeah.
So that's how we came up with it. 501 Social Podcast, tattooed from the back right now. Yeah. So no, next topic I have is like ridiculous when I think about it. That they're saying the egg will be 50 cents an egg. 50 cents an egg. And I just said to myself, minimum wage is $3.50 in Belize right now. They said I carry it out.
Right now.
I don't really know. I don't really down betting man like that on the government, you know.
Yeah.
But if $3.50 an hour, you make 7 eggs an hour. That's how crazy it is. So 7 eggs an hour you make right
You
now.
normally need a dozen eggs.
And people buy dozens of eggs, exactly. So I bet you know, when I grew up, you know, you got it in your bag and then you go and you work too hard and you broke 3-4 eggs. And I go like, you broke the egg. I wonder what happened now, you know?
Yeah.
I think
You
I get a
better
busing.
get ready for Dodge.
Yeah, I get a busing because you can't also drop up egg now like crazy.
At 150.
And sometimes you used to get spoiled egg, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I have no arguments now.
I don't know if you guys ever get eggs with watery.
Mm-hmm.
Like
There's
it.
no yolk?
No, it have yolks, but it's watery. Like, you know, when you fry an egg, like the yolk is pretty like solid when you crack it, right? So it doesn't spread. But like when you get some eggs, they're like water coming out. Like they don't have that like plasma that's usually on the egg.
Like it makes it the white.
Yeah, and it comes out very watery, and then you can't do like a sunny side up egg. You have to do like an omelet.
I remember to go to school and they carried on chicken farm, like Mennonites. I think you're gonna Mennonite look out for, Spanish locals, right? Not Mennonites look out, Spanish locals. And you see the process where you go through for make for do the eggs.
Yeah.
And I know they put it in like some machine so that the eggs are hatch, right?
Yeah.
You ever eat what egg when I gone through the machine process?
No.
Me neither.
Unless you're having your own, bringing up your own chicken in your farm, then you can't just like how you got your queen hen. You have your homemade chicken. I mean, you have your homemade eggs up in your from your own chicken, right?
Chicken coop.
Your own chicken coop, right? Exactly. So I think what will happen eventually,
You have to get chickens.
you have to get your own chickens and grow them.
My neighbor don't start.
Yes,
Have like 3
that's a
chickens.
great idea. But what happened to me were like the devil eggs. I love devil eggs, and they have many things that you can make with eggs now, right? I mean, you know what? All of that going up.
Food going up. Restaurant food going
Everything,
up.
yes,
Everything went up.
every delicatessen in your bakery have eggs in them.
Yeah, everything with eggs.
It's crazy when you look at it. It's right now that my 3 change for $1, so it gone up like the double, right? Yeah, about over 6 change or 7 change now. Yeah, beef for $1 when you put it in, right?
And the 35 cents so on.
Some people say that some other shops in Belize not really gone up yet, but
Because
that
the
is-
old stuff. Because the old stuff.
Yeah.
so you just have to take a few.
Well, if you start to make it start to be at 50 cents, you have to take up your time.
Exactly.
You know what amazed me the other day when we were buying? I was talking to my mom, and she told me, this is still pertaining to like just things going up in general, that gas prices went up again, and I think they went up like 2 weeks prior. So like our gas right now is like $17 a gallon.
The premium, yeah.
The premium gas is $17 a gallon, and I was like, didn't that go up the other day? And she was like, yes, it went up like 2 weeks ago, and 2 weeks prior to that it went up again and again. And I'm just like, why is gas so high? I get it. I think it's probably due to the war that's happening in the Ukraine, but it's ridiculous at this point. Like, why is our cost of living going up so much and our pay are staying the same? And we're a relatively small family here, so I can't even imagine for the bigger families out there that have a lower income rate as well, who I think all of us here are kind of making over minimum wage, but there are people who are making below minimum wage in Belize. So I can't imagine these prices going up and then pay being left the same. I think
It's crazy.
I think
don't
it's
know how
the
to do it.
government needs to step up honestly
A lot
on
of
that part.
employers, they find it hard to increase minimum wage. They don't want to bring it up to $5.
Yes, but it's some kind of strange too, because we a lot of people in Belize own a little car, right? And yet we're still finding the money to pay the $17. So if that is the case, just like when then they raise these prices and we're finding the money, right? They should really raise the minimum, and find the money to pay their employees.
Yeah, 'cause I
Find out
know-
extra money, just like how we're finding it to maintain our gas in our car,
That's
to
true.
maintain it.
That's
We
true.
curtail, we
Yeah.
have to curtail.
There's a thing. I would be lying or misrepresenting myself if I say I know all about economics. But just my little mind that I'm using, I think they're not taxing these rich people enough in Belize. To tell the truth, they're not. They didn't talk about, like, in America. I know it's that first world country, America, but make we just use a guy I love to hate, Steph Curry.
Oh gosh.
He has to pay money more than the average American to continue living the lifestyle that he lives. And I think everyone knows once you don't pay your tax, and it's called tax evasion, you serve time in jail. So now I think Belize, we don't really I never hear about anybody get arrested for any tax evasion down here or anything like that. It literally, I not hear nothing at all like
I
that.
feel like the only time we hear it that when like we have our like voting, you know, when we change power, that when like the dirty jazz come out,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, they wrote the
Yeah.
laundry bin, yeah. Yeah.
That's the American term, to air out people's
I mean,
laundry.
but
yeah.
just
Well, it is happening though. They're being taxed. Well, it's not
Isn't Brad's
out
one of the
there.
people being taxed
Yeah,
right
now
now?
Brad, you have Brad's out there.
Brad's is a
He
and
gone years without pay.
what is that? What is that in American terms? Like a gambling? No.
It's kind of
Like
like
a-
a monopoly going
no.
on, right? And
I'm trying to explain to people who don't know who Brad's
Okay.
is. It's like a
gaming company.
it's like
it's a gaming company, simple as that. They-
No.
it's like scratch cards. You know when in America that's like a thing. The scratch cards.
Scratch.
It's kind of like that for
Look
us.
at dumb it down more. You like a number, there's a dollar that's 20p off the number that you're buying.
That's
The
not dumbing it
return-
down.
The return for $1 is $70. That's if you win. So let's say you like 23. Maybe that's the rate for somebody with a head right now. You like number 23 and you buy $5 worth, right? So what does 7 times 5?
35.
Wow, 35. So you win $350 if 23 play. So it's a good, like I see because I buy Bolito, right? And I'm a third generation gambler. So I see people buy Bolito and I see some little ladies. Then I buy my 20 piece. That's the least I ever go. 20 piece, dollar. And some people they buy a 5 piece, 10 piece. I have this lady I always stand up behind and she like 15 minutes after work. So when I beat she, like as in I reach a Chinese vendor first, I feel good. Because then I could just hurry by and I get out. When she there in front of me, I go like, maybe I should go to the next Chinese
There's a
establishment
long
down the
list,
street.
yeah.
Exactly. Because she just got paper
a
after
lot
paper.
of lot of numbers. You like lot of numbers. Get a shots they call it.
And then you have to remember the one main rule for that and the one number to play.
Yeah.
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 So I just want to ask this one more thing because Mel, she kind of I don't say she have more knowledge than me. In a year time, this is shocking for me. 50 cent 8.
Yeah.
It's shocking. This is the highest gas prices has ever been. But gas prices fluctuate. It go up, it go down, go up, go down. You know. So tomorrow you might dead at $15 again, and we go like, Librida. And now I remember when it used to be $8. I remember a time when $8 for a gallon.
You must have been just to start to drive, huh?
I probably was,
No,
and I
it's
didn't
long
drive
time
that
when
long.
you're 8. I've seen it stagnant at 11 and 13, you know.
Mm.
It's only lately gone up, straight up to we're at 17 right now.
So I mean, it's what are they, your days when you have something, the price for that gone up under what for you?
I would say the soft drinks.
Soft drinks.
Yeah, I remember when I used to go buy soft drink for 15 cents, 25
Wow.
Wow.
15 cents,
What?
25 cents. Yeah, I know him, but then the price.
I no lie,
You buy
I show
that
it
time.
15 cents right now because
Yeah.
makes sense in my purse.
Nobody want like 15
Like
cents
who?
nowadays.
Which I can't go find anything. I think for 15 cents.
My gosh.
I
Anything.
remember when bread used to be $1.
Like not even a chewing
I
gum
think
costs
Pure bread
15
that is
cents.
$1. No, I think
No,
that
like
got
pot
up too.
bread, yeah. Pot bread used to be $1 and then they slowly but surely start going
The
up.
cheapest I remember what Coke used to be, Coca-Cola was $1.50 in that plastic. And now because that plastic bottle used to be smaller than it is right now. Then I remember when we had the liter Coke, it used to be $2.50. And people used to buy, like out of $5 you go get 2 liter Coke.
Yeah.
Now we did a liter and a half. And now a liter and a half are $4.50.
You remember when Ideal was shilling? 25
I think
Yeah.
Ideal
I
was
do
still shilling,
still shilling.
No.
Yes.
Milk Ideal.
Specific the milk
Dollar.
ID.
Oh, it's about a nice Ideal. I'm talking
Yeah.
about a nice Ideal.
The
No
milk
shout
Ideal.
out. No free
No, no.
shout out.
No free
But
shout
the
out.
nice milky one, we got a bird panel logo.
Yeah.
I used to, but then I always made 35 cents though. Cause then I
Yeah,
made milk, so
I
I had like
always
what,
35.
10 cents more on top of the 25 cents. But I think shilling I used to still about one child still could have a good break. 2 ideal, 2 chips.
Yeah, but they don't even sell that no more. I feel like, cause I pass schools now, and I remember going to school, and they used to have like these like carts with treats and stuff like that where you buy, and I remember Coke being one of the hardest thing to get at school, cause the principal never.
For like the rich kids.
No, our principal used to be like no Coke in school compound. So I remember like when we used to go buy Coke.
Where you gone from phone to when then? You have to remember your
Oof. I was talking primary school though. In high school they allow it a little bit more, but in like primary school I think like 2010, 12. That's what we had to do when we used to go buy Coke. It was like a drug trade or something, because you had to be sneaky with it, like because it was in like a really shady shop
I think
too.
one spell what was happening, those schools realized that the soft drink was really putting children, getting them obese.
No, but now they're selling it. Now they're selling it outside of schools. They have the Coke.
They did it outside the yard, no?
No, but I'm telling you, when I went to school, they were having it like a ban. But now when you go outside, children have to, like, I remember my mom used to give me like $5 a day, and that used to take me like, whoa, you know, I was the rich kid. I was like, oh, I have $5. Now I feel like kids, they go to school with like $10-15 because they buy the Coke, and like they have like dollar chips. I remember we used to buy like shilling chips.
Well,
to have like three chips in the bag.
You give the kid $15 because parents used to go pick up their kids at lunchtime.
Not really.
No, I had a good friend that was his soul, Glenn. But he never was the first one I ever heard with this joke. They have more cars than they have people in Belize. You ever try, if you need to reach work for 8:30 and you think you are getting in your car 8:15 and you are reach work in 15 minutes, something is wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. You need to rethink your whole procedure. You will never, the way our cities stand now, we have so much cars, so much more cycles. So much people on bicycle. The people they just give them kids $15 and tell them I want to see you this evening.
Yeah.
And then they come pick you up for lunch. You know, and these are where like the mom and pop shops, they call it, so in America, I won't call it the small shop.
The corner stores.
They need for like capitalize off of this. But instead of they do, they still, how you call it, they still cater for the banks, the people from the banks, the people from police, the people, you know, like the people who got money. Because the price is still out of the way, you know. One of the establishment that Belize, you come and get Magacho for $150. Then clear up the price already.
Oh, yeah.
And our very established place,
$2.
if you know what I talk about, you talk about one of the best fried tacos.
Well-known.
You know, now a well-known place.
I don't know if it's one of the best, it's just well-known, you know, it's been there longer than others. But going back to what you were asking me in the beginning, they used to sell some nicely buns in my time at Holy Redeemer there when I attended. They were like 1 cent for one.
What?
Yes,
Yeah.
1 cent for
$1.
Not
a lie.
You should see the line.
Not a lie.
These bonds were coming.
Why you didn't say yeah? You young like me.
Come my girl used to tell me and my
I
mom.
mean, my mom used to give me shilling to go to school.
So you could have get.
Crazy, you could have get 5, 10 and then leave bonds for 10 cents. But that was too much at those times. We 5 a day, you know.
We have to say the entire rent them are probably like $100.
Yeah.
Top, and then like the rich people mostly pay $500.
It was like the world just began in the Belize in my years. I was thinking.
So before Hurricane Hattie.
And just to put this out there, this is a sorry to call you this, but you're a boomer, right? With 2 millennials, and I'm the only Gen Z here. And for me, this is mind blowing that there was something cost 1 cent.
Oh yes, we could get 1 cent pepitos, 5 cent pepitos.
I have a Kalasham.
You know, all those things.
See, no, I don't remember their things.
No, they were not
That's why I
there.
think that's a generation
And that's why
change.
that's why you're asking me how low I have seen, and I have And I'm telling you how low we started. We had things for 1 cent. We had things for 5 cents.
It's
That today,
it's crazy.
It's like a delicatessen now to get something as one nicely bun. You know those little
That's
buns that you
true.
see?
Yeah.
And these buns were nice. Then honey bun get introduced.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
I
Honey bun
don't
get
like that.
introduced, you
I
know.
don't like that.
Yeah, it was a really
Hard time
honey-
biscuit.
Then you had the hard time biscuits. You know, and
Cool
so
cup.
bun, the
No?
competitions came in
Cool
like
cup for
everything
me.
else, right? Competition came in and changed the game. And that's what's happening right now. The game is changing drastically. And nicer things will be introduced now, right? Like how
Yeah.
eggs gone up. And I saw things get phased in and phased out. And you learn to accept and learn to. After some, when you see, you look in your plate, you're no longer having what you used to have, right? And that is happening. It's like a new change in generation right now happening. Sometimes you have to say goodbye, like you have to give up on this generation right now.
Well, our future isn't looking too bright because of climate change. We're gonna have to start fighting for water, but that's besides the point. I want to go back to this.
No,
Um,
no, God, that's the worst. Water is our element.
What I wanted to say was, it's crazy because right now how I'm having like a culture shock moment. Like I'm scared because what if I have kids, right? And I remember Coke being $2, and then for them it's gonna be like $4.50, and I'm gonna be like, I remember when Coke was $2, and then they'll be like, what? Like how I'm so shocked that we used to
Yes,
use
we
the
are
1
correct.
cent at all.
Yes.
I always sat down and wondered the things, but never really truly think about it. Why the 1 cent exists still? Why the 5 cents still
It
exists?
still exists because every.
I'm sorry.
I don't.
I'm sorry. If I go at like a shop and they're like, it's $1.99, I don't say that $2. Like I round it up. I don't want the 1 cent. Take the 1 cent.
Right there, one day I pick my up from work, and I have this guy who sell mango. And I love mango. I love the mango and salt. And then I go and then over and I tell him, give me 2 bag of mango. Mango bag full. I'm gonna put too much salt, right? He want to give me the whole touch up with the sauce
Chamoy.
and everything, chamoy sauce. And I tell him no, I don't want it. But anyway, so I got $5 out of my pocket and give it to him. I didn't expect what dollar change. Hey man, give me $2 change. And
That
then-
seems like a lot though. You pay like $3 for a bag of mango.
150 a
Two
bag.
bag of mango.
It's 150 a bag.
One
But
fifty
still, you
bag.
should have sold like $3 change, so like $1 a bag.
But it's no longer a dollar.
I don't know.
No, it's
I
150
never
should be
go
a dollar.
anywhere now, and it's $1, $1.50.
Maybe I don't buy enough mango, but I remember $1 a bag.
When I get back $2, I ask her, "It's correct? Is it 150 a bag?"
150 a bag.
I said, "Whoa."
And
I
he
mean-
was, you would never believe it. He was $1 a bag last year. I used to go to him with $5 and get dollar mango, dollar cucumber, dollar banana, and I used to get my $5 worth of things. Now when I go and I say I want this and this and this, I say, so that's $5. He said, no, I'm sorry, the bag of mangoes now at 150. And I go, wow, you've gone up. Everyone is finding an excuse to raise their prices.
Yeah. Like the bread
And you
prices.
cannot argue with
remember?
them. It's like this, so.
That's true because remember when the bread, everybody, the bakers had said we are start sell the bread for $2.50, $3, and they do it without even like, as the government, I think you have to go through a process for the government for the government approve that.
Yeah, but then you all know something. People say, "Oh, the bread gone up. Yeah, I have cheaper bread in the Creole bread." Like, you're always gonna find somewhere or cheaper way to do it. I didn't try to put dime by anybody or try to tell anybody, but I used to live in Corozal, and in the time, then used to bring. This is not no like big secret or anything. They used to go cross a border, go full up a car. If you can't do it, then you had to leave Balade, where they ain't go do it in a car, and then come back across, and you could go buy gas from them. You understand? That's why. Trust me, they still get where you can't stop me from carrying my car over the border, go full up, and then come across
Yeah,
back.
they can't
You
take
can't
much gas
stop
again.
me. You can't
Exactly.
stop me from
It's
that.
hard.
Because if I'm going over there in my car, I'm paying everything I have to. Because I know you have to pay insurance now when you go across there. You have to spray your car. If I pay all of that, then I'm good to go over there in my car. if I'm running low on gas, what you expect me to do? Run across back the border and come buy from my country? No, I want to buy from it. It's cheaper than it being pesos. And it being pesos over there. So that's why the ministers then one time they said try to keep money in the bills. Look,
They're still
man.
saying that.
Look, man.
Wow.
Minister, you know what you need for start, say? I want to make a stretch your buck in the bills. That's the way you need for start, say. Stop telling me to spend my money in these and try to tell me how I can stretch my money in these. I have to go over the border. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Because push comes to shove, I have to put myself first. I can't say I'm going to put my country first and I want to go down with the ship. I got family for protect. I got family for feed, yeah, for take care of. And I say there's nobody, no minister or anybody to give assistance to poor people. The poor people have to go to them and say, Minister, please. Instead of, you know, America have one thing when they got welfare. And some people abuse it. But you basically get paid for us to be alive. You're going in there for a welfare check. I think you get it every month. You just get it for being an American citizen. Of course, we can't do that. Yeah, we're not trying to the country. I understand that. But at the same time, the ministers then, dude,
Do your job,
just
man.
wake up. They're not a try. I did serious. Every time they go in, one new party go in or the same party come in, the always the same cock and bull story we have to hear from it. We have to say, oh, this is the way the government, this is the way they do wrong. And then do that for 2 years. They're only in power for 4. The third year, they start work on a plan when they have in a plan when they give you, how you call the thing when they give you?
Any proposals?
They got funny word for it. You know they start work on it third year. You don't too late. We go on the way. We got half of that third year, then don't start they're campaigning again for the next term. That is same thing they do over and over.
That's true, and you know what they do too? They only help the people who vote for them, like their color. They don't help everybody in general, because everybody that I feel like they should help everybody, but they're not doing that.
They're helping their cronies, man.
Yeah, they don't help.
That's part of the deal. You've been so loyal to me over the years. I want
Yeah, because like this is how the government they give the houses right now.
like that, yeah.
The loan, they're like their cronies. Yeah, they know nobody like that. Everybody they know.
The thing is, the people are losing hope in the ministers, right?
Yeah.
They're losing a lot of hope in that they have solutions. They don't.
Yeah.
Just like how they don't have it in the criminal, with all the criminal actions going on, they don't have the answer to that. These are desperate times. It calls for these men. I think one of you mentioned it earlier, that we have a family that all of us working and we're bawling. What do you think our family were not they work? We're just that like can't say welfare, can another plan welfare. But then again they need groceries from pantry, you know.
When they go to go big.
But yeah, literally every time I have to go fight for and beg for true. But thank God they got the leave house knock up there where they live under. But you should see the bad way they live, right?
Yeah.
But they're not paying rent, but they're surviving, you know. But I keep telling people we are surviving by the grace of God.
Yeah.
It's all been by the grace of God. And so the people, we have to realize it's not a political thing right now. It's more like a worldly thing happening. It's all over. It's the world all over,
Yeah.
right? And so it's part of the world getting old now, you know. And some people will have to let go and let the world consume them, and that's how they kind of die away, and you know the world consume them and rip them out, and but so that's what the evil one wants anyway, you know. So
Yeah.
we have to stay faithful and hopeful. We can't give up.
And then, you know, I don't want to keep darker tones, right?
Yeah.
But those things were happening this week. You know, 4th of July.
Not bad.
I remember a couple years back when we had our Independence Days wrong, you know. We have a whole month plan of different stuff. I remember they had this famous grenade incident.
Yeah.
where the person
No,
tie
that's the
or bag around the clip of the grenade. If that person have it, leave it bigger, leave it more baggy. He threw it on a car. So the intent was to harm a lot of people.
Great havoc.
And my mom like said this, and I really truly believe this now. God love these.
That's true.
He really does, because the like, man, this young guy right now, when he did at America, he hurt so much people. And the thing is, my sister, she hate when they do things and they turn the gun on himself and just not give you an answer why they do the things, right? But this young guy, like, he want to give you an answer. He want to give you the answer, because like, he run after he did it. He dressed himself up like a woman and he walked.
They caught him, right?
They didn't catch on.
He's not dead. He didn't die.
No, he never killed himself. He never did. But he had much more plan. He was planning on making his way to our next county and do the same thing. You understand? And now, I just
Yeah, we
further to look
sympathize with
into
America. What part of it was Chicago? Where was it?
Highland Park. It
Where?
was in Illinois.
Illinois,
Yes.
yes. And there was
But
one.
the man pa, this is where it was. He want his son to serve a long sentence. That's so much he doesn't support what his son do.
Of course not.
But the one thing when it's dangerous when you have a kid who play it as scissors. Because the person, once you could put it in your hand, once you could get your hand on something dangerous, idle thoughts come in your head. I think America's biggest weakness is their self, you know? Their gun laws don't a joke.
So
You could go buy a gun before you could actually go down a bar with drink. That crazy. That is so crazy. How you could go down a bar, they turn you back, but you go down a gun place, and then I go, you need a box of bullets or you need a bucket of bullets?
yeah. There was a lady crying out there. You are worried about pro-life. Worry about the life that is in existence right now that are being lost due to gun violence. Study those things, Mr. President. Study those things, the governors. You know, asking this is crazy what is happening right now. There's a little boy without a mom and a dad. He lost both his parents in a shootout. They found him under his dad. Can you imagine the dad was protecting this child? He pushed, it looked like he put the child under him or behind him. And so when he got shot, he fell on top of his own little boy, 2-year-old. And the child is asking for his mom and dad.
Oh, that's
What
sad.
do you tell a child where his mom and dad is, you know? And how he died.
I think we all understand America needs to get that control on their gun situation.
More criteria
It's
needs
very,
to be done.
but there are a lot of people who believe in the gun, in having guns and buying it freely. And I think for us on a third party, because we are a third party from that situation, it is for us as Belizeans living in a third world country where having a gun, you need to get licensed, and you can't have it if you don't have a legitimate reason to have a gun.
Yeah, it's rough. If they find you with a gun in your home right now, they would arrest
Yeah,
all
so
of
for us,
you know
it's
that?
kind of
Yeah.
crazy, but in America, it isn't. You
But
are allowed to have a gun in
That
America.
Belize, we don't have a gun ammunition store.
Yeah, we know about that.
We don't have that.
Yeah, but
These
that's what I'm
people have
saying.
it,
For
and we
us,
only have it like for we would have said on the Western Highway, because we do have a gun range on the Western
Yeah.
Highway. But you see how far you have to go? For them, it's in the community. And I don't know
It's
why
like at
it
pawn
crazy.
stores and stuff.
It crazy, Mel. The gun store is right beside a liquor store.
Yeah.
It's crazy that it's set up like that. But you know what? None of my
America has to change their gun laws. Yeah.
none of my words are
Have to
change
change
anything.
it.
You know, now a
They have to
collective
do something.
bunch of people have to
And
think
it's
the same.
happening so often. Isn't like this happening like once every blue moon? It's like, you know, if you look at it, how much
Oh,
time in the
that's
last
true.
year
That's true.
have you seen
and
people lost?
it gets scary because Well, this is just, my little 2 cents on it. I follow a K-pop group named TXT, and on one of the social media platforms, someone threatened to shoot one of the members in the group when they went to America.
Okay.
I don't know, but they threatened to shoot them when they are on stage, and for some people, like a long time ago, that would be like, oh, it's just a random person. But now, because of the type of things happening in America, you have to kind of take it seriously, because you never know who can get their hands on a gun, because even minors could just go and take their dad's gun and take it.
We have this week was anarchy. The Japanese ex-minister, prime minister, got assassinated on TV. If you were watching it live, you saw it,
And the son, the guy, you could have seen the guy trailing along.
And you know along. Something, it comes down to that person, he's going to start a radical movement, because his belief, because they already question, and they have different people come out. I was listening today while I was at work, and one of the reasons why is the man says that ex-prime minister is dangerous for his country. So what he did was save them. That's how he believes that he did. He took a life saying that he's going to save millions. He took one life, and he's willing for us to live with that. But I'm saying that you see how people can they reach a breaking point. So I'm thinking more, no, in schools, we need to start evaluate the way a child starts to think. Especially when the teenage years hit. Yeah. We need to start seeing where these children are thinking, seeing who is lonely. Because I'm in a group of friends that we were all loners because of our different age gaps. We were never at school together at the same time in a way, and we were attending different schools also before we all became friends. And everyone's the same thing, you feel alone at some point in your life, and it's dangerous if it's around that teenage years into 18, because the first ever shootings I can remember in my young 30 years old mind is the Columbine, and these guys were severely bullied. So one day they just decided that before they made it to like their last year, they were seniors, they were gonna graduate, and it just went off. That's the famous one that the guys, they had the hat back way and look like they had fun while doing it,
But their original plan wasn't to shoot up the school, it was to blow it up, but the bombs didn't explode.
Yeah, so no, but what I'm saying, what I was getting to is that time there wasn't internet that we know now, that you can order on Amazon, order on eBay, or order on back pages or whatever. Find these people on different back pages and they can send you these things that actually work, or find videos online that can actually teach you how to do this stuff.
Yeah, to make a bomb.
Back then they didn't have it. Yeah. So it's getting more dangerous. So that's why I'm trying to say we need to start molding our children into knowing what is right, what is wrong. But I'm not trying to be here trying to sound like Pope John Paul or anything. I'm trying to say that start to know what your kids are into. I know we always say they're playing video games right now. One of the famous games right now is PUBG or Free Fire. And the only reason I know these names are due to my younger cousin. He's okay. He's over 18. He knows about Free Fire, Fortnite, and these games are all heavily themed in war. Yeah. They're teaching you how to load a gun. Yeah. These kids know. They look at a gun in a movie and they can tell you, oh, that's an M16, or that's an AK-47, or that's a Magnum, and they can give you the list of the guns, and I'm like, what? I'm not blaming video games, but I'm saying it's up to you. Things are out there. A lot of messed up crap.
It will always be
A lot
out
of messed
there.
up shit. It's out there. But
Has always been
you
out there.
need to protect yours.
Yes.
You can't blame them.
Yes.
You can't blame them. You need
You
to know.
teach your children what's right and what's wrong, right?
Exactly. So, if you know your son there all night and he play Call of Duty or whatever, and then you try bashing and thing because I played him. But another reason why I know how dangerous it can be. I wouldn't want. I have a young godson. Man,
Coming up.
I really worried. I not lie. I really worried. Because if he not play it in front of me, he could play it behind me, back me no way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the more you tell kids, no do this!
They do it.
I don't know why as a kid, for me too, I used to love be idle. I don't know why. You tell me stop do it, and I stop.
I think the biggest problem right now in today's society is that we're not hooking up our kids in the right, with the right people, with some right, good, sturdy. Even if in my days, this is Belize, I don't know about America or the other way. They used to have Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts, Girl
Still do.
Guides and Boy
Still do.
Scouts. I don't know if they still do.
Yeah, they still do.
I don't see them do like first, but there you learn to be loyal to one another. You're taught that you need to worry about each other, love for God, love for
I
man.
think honestly,
That's
we're
missing.
not. I had this discussion with a friend this week. We're not letting kids be kids anymore, and kids are finding pressure to grow up very quickly. Because I see, like on TikTok, I see like some kids, they pop up on my For You page, and I honestly think they're my age because they have makeup and they have their hair done and their nails done, and then I go to the comments and there's like they're 15 and I'm like, what? You have all this stuff and you 15? I think I'm just to come out of my Disney phase when I'm 15.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're not making kids grow up in time with what they should be growing up into, because now, because of social media and all these
And
things,
that is why
they're growing up very quickly, and they're not growing up with how, like, their age group. Then they're growing up on what they're seeing on social media, and I think that's where a lot of these kids are getting confused and their mentality is morphing into darker things, because now, like, I think those games that Victor mentioned, those are like 13 plus games, or like, and I remember those being like, when I was growing up, 13 plus, you had to, like, your parent had to go and buy these things for you.
Yeah.
You couldn't just download these stuff. And the other day I went on a website to look up something for work, and it had liquor on it, right? And all they asked me was, am I above the age of 18? Click yes. Why was that so easy for me to do? Like, I am above 18, but like, what's stopping a 13-year-old for just clicking yes? I mean, they're not stupid.
Yeah.
So like, they're not
Well, that's right. It's
setting
like
enough
what I just-
guidelines, and the kids are just growing up way too quickly
It's like I
for
said,
their
it's
time.
gonna be out there now. It's out there.
it's the time we're living in.
You have to protect yours from being molded into something, And then to touch on what you just said, being a kid. What is being a kid nowadays, though? So, growing up, being a kid for me, you had the toys. You go playing with your little cousin there, in the corner, downstairs, you carry in the park, that one you go play.
That's true.
Kids are not like that anymore. The kids evolved with my generation. Because after we stopped with toys, we went on to video games. And the kids that were born after me, born into video games. So you can't say that they're not being kids anymore, because being a kid evolved already. I think they had a magazine with children posing like models. Like, you know how models look with their glasses on and hair slick back, have on nice clothes and like chiseled face and stuff. Kids, 7, 8, 9 years old. We saw this and we were like, I don't know what to make it. They have on designer clothing in children. So what I'm trying to say is that what is it to be a kid? I can't tell you. I try to think from my goddaughter turned 8, what to buy her every birthday. And anything I came up with was something that
Like Elsa.
this shouldn't be for a kid, you know. We were thinking the makeup. I go like, what? No, she just turned 10. Makeup. I had to set up on earring, you know, and she probably looked funny and she was like, what ras this, you know? What earring? I could buy an earring.
I think right now a lot of kids, when they start turning like, just from social media, like 11, 12, they're already into makeup. They're already learning how to do makeup or skincare. So growing up, and for boys, well, I don't really know about boys, honestly, but I guess games, video games. But I've been noticing a lot of little girls trying to act more mature than they already are. And I know it's like a thing for grown-ups to say like, don't try to rush adulthood, and because I was told that when I was younger, you know, like no grow up, like no rush growing up, like being an adult not fun. And it's true, being an adult isn't fun, and that's because I felt like I had a long time to be a kid. So I can't even imagine kids now that are acting so grown up, you know. When they're actual grown ups, they're gonna be so tired, so drained already. And it's like, and I was talking to my friend about this, and she says the same topic, and she was like, this is why so many people have mental health issues, because they grew up when they shouldn't have, or they grew up so young, you know. And for me, I grew up a lot around adults, and I always like overheard adult discussions, adult problems. So I grew up a lot aware of adult things rather than me staying a child. You understand? Like, or being on the same level with my peers, you know. And I won't lie, I find my life right now very draining. And that's what led to me and my friend talking about this, because she's like, a lot of these things happen because we didn't have proper time to be a child, to be a teenager, you know, to properly grow up along in the steps that we were supposed to take. And now I'm looking at younger kids, and I'm like, they're growing up so quickly for their age. They're 13, 10, 11, and they're already acting like they're 17. I'm just like, don't grow up. Like, it's I promise you, growing up is not worth the hype. It's not worth the hype, because like, I remember one of the things as we're growing up, they're like, I could drink, I could go out. Drinking isn't fun. It isn't fun. I'm sorry. I know your parents.
That's what she's saying until fourth drink.
No. I'm telling you, you see your parents drink, and they make it seem nice because they just keep the knock it back. I'm telling you now, I grew up in a family that were heavy drinkers, and I always thought rum was nice. I don't know if this is my stupid little brain, but I remember one time when I was young, I was like, I had access to it, so I made a glass. I was like, this is it. I'm gonna try rum for the first time, and it's gonna be delicious. I almost threw up for the first sip. I remember being like, why my parents waste money on this? Why they waste coke on this? Like, why? Exactly. and even now, a grown 23-year-old legally could drink for like 5 years now. I still don't get the hype over liquor. Like, I'll sit down, I'll drink a little, you know, margarita or something. Is it worth the money you're paying? No. And it's not, like, I wish I could get back my younger years in place of having a margarita, you know? So if there's any child, a younger child listening to this, and I'm just trying to say, like, I know you see these things on social media of people partying and having fun and these type of things. They are only showing a very small glimpse of what they want to put out into this world or for you to see.
They're glorifying it.
Yes. Like, and I know like music these days to glorify drugs and sex and all of these type of things. Music these days, pop culture these days, they sell a lot of their marketing on sex and drugs and drinking, and it's a marketing tactic, honestly. You see rappers, they are promoting different types of liquor, or they're talking about different type of drugs, and it's like, and kids listen to this. Kids listen. If you don't listen to Drake as a young teenage boy, something wrong with you. If you don't listen to it if you don't know a song by Drake as even a teenage girl, something wrong with you. Like something wrong with me. I can't tell you the latest.
Drake not heavily push drugs.
He heavily pushes sex and drinking. He does. And
Because that's
other
his persona,
rappers.
though, but that's his persona.
It doesn't matter. It is a persona that a lot of people see and they think is cool. And they think that's what they're supposed to be doing, even though they're young. And now they're trying to grow up ahead of their time to achieve that. And I'm just saying, like, be a kid. Like, don't feel pressured to be a grown-up. Because grown-ups deal with a lot of stuff on a day-to-day basis. And if you try being a grown-up from now, when you're actually a grown-up, you're going to be so tired. You're going to be so drained from just your everyday life. It's going to be draining.
I had a lot of brothers growing up. And nephews around me. And then I remember the days these guys never had no kind of hand game or home game or PlayStation or whatever. These guys used to hit the yard, the big yard, and play their physical games. They used to hide and, how you call it? They used to go hide and seek, play basketball, rugby, football. I mean, these are games.
But they do play cards. They do play dominoes. They do play pool, right?
Yeah, those were games that you kind of like graduate
into. That's the PlayStation for my generation.
Yes.
That's our cards. That's our dominoes.
I agree with you, but I think what happened when we see our kids, like everything else, I said the sin is in the abuse. If it's too much of one thing, then you stop it. Listen, I think you play this most of the summer with this. Guess what? The next half of the summer, let's do some physical games that go out. Let them go out and run at the park. I used to take my kids to the park from young. I mean, the PlayStation came, but like, I don't know. The important thing here is that you have to try, no matter, stay behind them, continuously behind this thing, and make it their God. You could know when you're overdoing it.
Well, until the worst time for a child in a video game is the summer, because that child is glued to it. If you think you're glued to it during school time, summer when
this is where
there's there's like 2 months of, unless you get a summer camp, summer classes.
This is where you just said it too. You said we have to start to implement things in their lives to do and get them away from this whatever it is. And some homes are getting it done because it's not all the children. You turned out well. I could have lost you to it, right? You turned out well. I have a lot of boys your age where are totally goners. They're totally not into any kind of thing educated. They're into gang. How come you didn't get into your You know why? You need to have family orientation.
For some people, they have different upbringings that lead to that.
That's what I'm
of
saying.
Influences and
the
stuff.
Upbringing is everything.
I think, we go down rabbit hole in our sense. Because
You're spiraling.
I won't say upbringing defines the child officially, because
The
I
type
know
of
a lot
people
of
that are around.
things that happen to certain people, and my girlfriend is one of them. She had a lot of stuff happen to her, and she should be a more evil person, but she's the sweetest person that I know. And,
some things make you, and
that's
some
why I
things break you.
don't believe the upbringing, because I also know see the relation to the person. I also know a story about a girl had a good family. She turned her back to the family and she had to learn a hard lesson, you know. And why? You would say why? And V said something. He said kids don't drink and stuff. And I'm just like, some people just have to learn the hard way, right? But if the parents they do show some kind of like, I love you no matter what, and that a big thing. That a big thing to say to somebody. I love you no matter what, because then like you to tell the person, go ahead on the shopping and
You forget away and everything.
And some people literally hard-headed. They really, truly are. You could tell them something 5, 6 times, something like that, and then I still say, but you never, I still go back to it again, and you know.
Most of these homes are broken homes. Women are working, they don't have the supervision. But like you said it earlier, I give you $15 in a day. A day that you make your own decisions, what you eat, who you're eating it with, what you're playing with. What you, some of these boys use their money to even go and play games around the shop, right? In those days. Now they're finding ways to entertain them own selves. So it's where is the loophole? The loophole is in the supervision and the attention to these kids. We are putting our family at the last place instead of the first place. We need to put family over our own, even our own career. Do you understand that? I for one, I am the biggest, I'll be your biggest witness where I put my career over my family because I needed to put more bread on the table. They needed me to be there instead of the bread on the table. Do you understand? But people are so focused on surviving this lifestyle. Why do you say to survive the lifestyle if your children don't survive it with you? Come on. You have to know where your perspective lies and where your priority lies. You cannot leave your child unsupervised and with anybody. You can't take that risk for nothing. Put him or her, like how this is summer, put him or her in a program that is teaching them valuable things. Things as a team, to work as a team, to respect the other person, to respect the other boy and girl in what they do. Respect is everything. Any relationship, respect is everything. And if you teach them that from small, what is good and what is bad, show them the outcome. Not only show them what's good about the thing, show them what's bad about it too. You know? And then they will decide when they derail how to get back. Because they knew. The other day I told my kids something like, after I've heard your wisdom, I know you're going to be okay. Talk to your kids. See where their wisdom lies. See how smart they are. Sit down. Really have value one-to-one with them and see what is he thinking. Because you know what? It's when you leave them alone most of the time, most of the day, that's what's going wrong. That's what went wrong. You could do the survey if you want. And they say the boy they will shoot up a lot of children and never have no respect nor love for others. Find out what's going wrong. You could do the survey and I'll tell you what went wrong. They were left alone most of the time, on their own. And some of them had to do it without even, at least some mothers left money to make you survive for the day. Others I said, listen, I don't got nothing right now, but later you want to eat. What do you think that child will do? He's left at his own mercy. So I think you hit the how you said it, the issue on the head, the nail on the head with the hammer when you said what you said earlier. We need to take back control of our children's lives and not leave them there with anybody and not like out there with anybody but with their own selves, because you don't know what they're thinking. So you from you make sure you know where they are. There was a famous line, it's 10 o'clock, do you know where your kids are? Wow. I used to say, is that for real? Is that line for real? When I realized years later, yes, it was for real. Because those kids were on the street, people, they were playing gangs, right? Concocting how to to Hamburg, another side, and all. Man, it's crazy.
That's true. Cause today, around my neighborhood, little kids, 3 of them,
Yeah.
they can't be more than like, I think 6, 7. They fight with 3 adult men. They're like, oh, I'll bring my uncle, I'll bring my papa, beat you. I just be like, what?
Yeah.
I just be like, this man, like they're lucky. I feel like this man never crazy to like hit them because of 3 kids, small kids. They've chased the guys, or not really chased, but follow the guys out the alley. And I tell them, oh, call my pa, my uncle. And I just be like, what?
And you know what? They no fair. No fair in
Oh,
them,
where's
right?
the mom?
No respect.
You see, the thing, I remember, like, growing up, I had a lot of uncles around, right? And first thing a male kid was taught how to fight. You know, the uncles used to do that. The uncles used to come and like they punch up the nephew. And I must say I'm guilty of that because I did that with my godson. I actually
You want to
I
stay
don't-
aggressive enough.
not it's not just that, but it's to like you just say when the kid is at school, believe it or not, he or she is on her own.
Yeah.
And she needs or he needs to be tough because the kids, they're molded by their parents. So if the parents they're home and it's a domestic abuse household, the child will punch and kick at school. The child will do these things because,
You see it around them.
and they don't care if it's right or wrong. You wanna know why? Because society has embraced, we love the bembe, we love the fighter song, we love the smart mouth girl, we like talk and you know, and we like the boy I didn't go fight. Especially when I was in the days of my school, we used to have beat up Friday. Now on Friday, we did fight. You wanna know why? Because the teachers they don't want, the teachers don't tired by then on Friday. Then you know how to deal with it if they get through the fight. All I have to do, go home. So we usually got beat up Friday. We got beef, we did fight Friday. And if you not show up, they're ridiculed. I thought about it never happened to me, but I saw a kid really have recess. I want to know where this boy can he never show up the Friday. So everybody done the car. I don't want to go into the names in the car. You know, walk with the meat pie and your ID. When they trip on, push on and take your ID and squeeze it all over. That's the thing we're going through. So bullying, that was next issue. So that's why he could come from a nice household. Mama, the best. Love his son, love his dad. Go to school. Lash and cross his head. This guy don't know for fight. This guy don't know what is right and wrong. He doesn't know he get bullied the crap. No, this time, gun violence being publicized. Like I just told you. Every young girl right now love the shit out of the Joker character. Why? I don't know. They love the bad man. They love the bad boy. They love the bembe that I tell you. So now the kid brings a gun to school and says, you will make my life a living hell. Take this now. You tortured my life. For that, I want to take your life. And that's why I'd say we need some kind of evaluation for kids. We need to give them a test. At America, I find it very good. And at the same time, you see some people still fall through the cracks. Because they do testing for people who have become police. To see what their mental capacity there. As how our movie makes fun of that situation. And the movie, the boy say, he said this world full of big pus. And that he that a vindicator and he want to destroy this world of the pus. they never make him a police.
Yeah. Never. Yeah.
That boy now a psycho.
That's like, what should I give a gun to?
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So that's why I
I'm
think we
referred
just
to
need to do
Vecna.
what testing of the children then to say how they answer. And I like, I'll give you one more thing in my life. I got when I'm in high school, I tell you write an essay about something in your life will happen. And I write out what essay. And I tell, I say, because I messed up the high school. So I feel bad for my mom and my pop, right? Especially when I heard my pa and I don't know what he had become. And I heard this. And instead I go like, well, you think kind of shit on a beach. I say, well, I don't know what he meant. What I have to my what I have to try do something for. So I write that in my essay. I write that whole story. And I had a teacher, and God forgive me, I can't remember her name. I think I miss Ram or Roberto. Anyway, she read my essay. And she came after me and she asked me if I'm okay. And I said, listen, my boy. I said, well, I read what you said in this thing, and I kind of concerned. And I know what it sounds, but you told me to give you something out of my
Heart.
Yeah, out of my heart, in a way, my soul, what happened to me. And I gave you. And I trust you with the story. I'm okay. I even put that in it that I have to do something because I'm seeing that people are starting to give up on me, and I don't want them to. Especially this one person who is my mother. I don't want her to give up on me because I feel like I still got a lot to forgive, right? And she was concerned. She was completely concerned about it, right? I went through a ridicule at school that it impacted me for my life. I never get bullied. I was always a bigger guy. I strapped. I was very athletic and heavy, so I never get bullied a lot. I never get in a lot of fights either. I get in one or two. But I used to be sickly. And my sickness, my asthma, kept me out of school a lot. So when I used to come back, I did like a week behind in schoolwork. And when you miss like 2 days of work, when you come back, you made the fractions. All of a sudden, this week, we did
Angles.
yeah. And we did but I just made it get it hang at this, but no, I have. Yeah. So anyway, we had a thing at school where the teacher, she made boys versus girls. So she put the left side girls, the boys on the right hand side. Now the girls go first, and then call out the person who they go against, so they have problem solving, they have questions they ask. Kind of be more like what we had a dumb time. So as one girl go up, she called one boy. One next girl go up, she called me. So I got to the backboard and I asked the question. I'll never forget the one of the things quick was 7 times 9. I don't know. The girl me do. Boom. Then get the point. The girl gonna sit down. I gonna back gonna sit down. Next girl come up. Call me up again. Boom. Ask the next question. I never know the answer. The girl got a point. Boom. So when I come back now, next girl gone up. Call me again. The boy and go like, boy, all the girls like me. And I felt like, you think so? When adulthood hit me, when I was like 20, 21 now, or maybe before that, I realized the only reason they were picking me was because I was like the dumbest person in the class. And it was an awful feeling. It was an awful, awful feeling. That they found, these girls collectively found the weakest point. And I knew I wasn't the dumbest kid in the class because I never could be last to begin with. Yeah. Right? But from then on, I tried to make it one thing that I won't be the dumbest person in the class, but I will know what's my limit. And what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to get from Mel, V, and J is that you will go through stuff in life, but you have to know what's your limits. You have to know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. I heard a person, I can't remember where I heard it, and the person, oh, that one live on TikTok. The guy said he tried to look for his weakness and he works and works and works at it until he gets good at it. Credit to him. But you know what the worst thing where somebody has ever told me? The jack of all trades, the master of none.
Many people have been given that name.
I hate that. Because when you know a jack of all trades, that means you know something about everything. But you have mastered none of them. So that means you never ever want to say, oh, Victor, this is the issue you have. Call Victor, because he's not the best at this. Only doctors getting kind of treatment for telemetry or mechanics. You know, this is your special, this is your you mastered this. I've always been called the jack of trades, master of none.
But I feel bad about that because being jack of all trades and master of none means that you are a survivor. Don't ever put yourself down on those things because many people have been called that. My father he said, I've always been a jack of all trades, meaning that whenever he knew how to do everything, fixed nearly everything in the house. But he was not a carpenter, he was not a plumber, he was not a lawyer. You know, I mean, everybody in their own way will notice that if they put their manos a la obra, like put your hands to the chore, to the job, right? You can get things done, but you will master one. You should really master one, they say. But if you don't master any, that's okay. What we are trying to tell people out there, so that this bullying stop, we have to tell them it's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to not be, you cannot be like Jackie, you cannot be like Vicky. You are you. You understand? So what people have to try to embrace is to love themselves for what they are.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe to the 501 Social Podcast. Follow us on our various platforms. Thanks.